So with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the remaining prompts. So prompt number 5 is about overcoming challenges. And I think the biggest mistake I see people make with this prompt is making sure that the challenge doesn't come off as tone deaf. So the challenge with this prompt is that what you describe as the most significant challenge, if that's something that's relatively minor in the eyes of admissions officers, whether it's, hey, I lost out on extracurricular opportunities because of COVID, or this is an extreme example. I don't think anyone's ever written an essay about this, but my parents didn't buy me the thing that I wanted. That's like an example where like you want to avoid coming off as tone deaf, right? You want to make sure that your challenge is something that's pretty like genuine and pretty authentic. And because this prompt refers to academic achievement, it's a little bit more restrictive than the prompt that is on a similar topic in the Common App. So you don't have to write about something that directly affected your academic achievement, but different adcoms will have different responses to that. And I will say, don't write about COVID. That is going to be a completely overused response to this prompt. Now, another thing you want to do with this prompt is you want to avoid what I call a sob story, right? Just writing about the challenge and about all the like struggle and pain that it's caused you is a good starting point for the essay, but you don't want that to be your entire essay. You want to talk about how you've overcome that challenge and how you've ended in a better place. If you can't end this essay in a better place than where you started, you're not going to have a strong essay in response to this prompt. This is also a good place if you have had struggles with a particular subject like English or history or math. This is a good place to talk about that. But if you're doing that, you want to avoid blaming your teachers. And that's a really important one because sometimes I see the worst sort of prompts or the worst essays I see in response to this prompt are ones where you're like, this teacher really sucked for these reasons. And that might be true. The teacher might have objectively sucked. I can think back to a couple of teachers during my high school experience that I would have loved to have blamed for why my grades were a little bit weaker in their class. But you don't want to blame your teachers, right? Blaming your teachers is going to make a college pause when it comes to, do we want this student to be part of our community and interacting with our professors? And this, like I said earlier, overlaps with a Common App prompt as well. It overlaps with Common App prompt number 2. Okay, next question is from Elmo. Is a unique first-time experience with anxiety a good topic? Yes, but I think it's really important how you frame that topic. And here's what I mean. So with something like anxiety, obviously it's a pretty substantial challenge, and it's something I wish no one had to go through it, but obviously many of you students do these days between COVID and everything else that's going on in your lives, right? Now, the tricky thing is that from a college's perspective, it does help you stand out a little bit because anxiety is a pretty unique topic. It's a pretty meaty topic. It's a great way to, not when I say great, when you read it in the form of an essay, it really helps your personality shine through. But you want to be careful, right? If a college thinks you're still just overcome with anxiety, they might worry about your ability to thrive and succeed on campus and sustain your classes. And there's a couple more questions in this vein in the chat, so I'm addressing all of you at once. With a mental health challenge, you absolutely can talk about a mental health challenge, but you have to be, in the same essay, make a case for how and why you are either past that or on your way to being past that anxiety. So the short answer is it can be a good topic, but you have to be careful for it to not be a red flag. And we have a similar question from NYAH. If I can't pronounce your username, I'm just going to read the first 3 letters. Assume that I'm referencing you at that point.